Okay, question 1, 1.1. Which of the following number is irrational? Irrational is the number that does not make sense. So it does not have a particular pattern. So 2 makes sense, 3 makes sense, 0, minus 4, etc. But if you get a number like 2, 0, 3, 4, 5, and a bunch of numbers, this number doesn't make sense. It doesn't have a particular pattern. Doesn't have a particular pattern. So a fraction doesn't fall here. So our answer is C. If you punch square root of 13, you'll get 3,06 something and a whole lot of numbers. 1.2, our answer is C. They say evaluate. So it's 18. Well, you can just punch a calculator. You'll get 41. 1.3, you can also punch a calculator. 1.3, you will get B. You will get B. 1.4, what is the next term? This is how we get the next term. So we have 1 minus 3, 9 minus 27. Let's look at the difference here. Now, we cannot get the same difference if we minus. For example, minus 3, minus 1, and 9 minus 3. The difference will be different. So, let's say minus 3 divide by 1, we get minus 3. What about 9 divide by minus 3? We get minus 3. What about minus 27 divide by 9? We get minus 3. So we only get the difference when we divide. Now this type of number pattern is called a geometric pattern. Now the difference is, let's call it a ratio. Let's call it a difference. A difference is minus 3. So to get the next term, we multiply by that minus 3. So 1 times minus 3 is minus 3. Minus 3 times minus 3 is positive 9. 9 times minus 3 is minus 27. To get the next term, minus 27 times what? Minus 3. What's the next term? Let's see. Minus 27 times minus 3 is 81. So our answer is D. 1.5. 1.5, our answer is A, because you just check using your calculator. You say y square root of, there's an x. There's an x here. So you put your x value, which is 36, you will get 6. This 6. You put your 100, you will get 10. So the general rule for 1.5 is A. 1.6, which statement is incorrect? The coefficient of x, this x is 1. This one is false. So our answer is A. They are looking for the incorrect statement. A coefficient is the number in front of a variable. A variable, we're talking about x or y or A or B or C, any letter. Our answer is A. 1.7, simplify this. So if we simplify, if you find something like this where there's a plus here and there's a minus here, it's called difference of two squares. You're going to get an answer like this one, where you have two squares and a minus. As long as in one bracket you have a negative, in the next bracket you have a plus, you're going to get an answer like this. So our answer is 1.7. For example, if you have x squared minus 100, you're going to get an answer like this, xx plus 10 minus 10. You see, we call that difference of two squares. We'll get to that later. So the answer there is A. 1.8. What are the factors of this? How do you factorize this? First of all is 2x squared plus 10x plus 12. The fact that we have 2 here, it means we divide by 2. We will get x squared. 10 divided by 2 here, we get 5x. 12 divided by 2, we get 6. Now we open our bracket twice. Remember the 2 that we used to divide? We put it outside. We put it here. Let's look at the factors of 6. We have 3 and 2. When we multiply 3 and 2, we get 6. So these are our factors. And they are both positive. X there. Now our answer must look like this. So our answer is C. Let's go to 1.9. 1.9 solve for x. When we solve for x, here's a short way. So if you have x minus 2, x plus 4 equals 0, you know that the number in the bracket is minus, so your final answer will be a positive. When the number in the bracket is positive, your final answer will be a negative, vice versa. There's a long way to do this, but this is the short way. So our answer here is B. Notice this. X is equals to 2. It was a minus inside the bracket. X is equals to minus 4. It was a plus inside the bracket. 1.1.10. Remember the difference of 2 squares? This one is a difference of 2 squares. How do we solve it? It's easy. This is how we do it. X squared is x here and x there. What about the 100? Punch on your calculator square root of 100, you will get 10. Now a square root means 2 possibilities. It means that the answer that you get, one has to be negative and the other one has to be positive. Unfortunately, the calculator can't do that for you. So if we have 10, it means we have plus 10 here and a minus 10 here. You just choose. You can decide to put a plus 10 here and a minus here. It doesn't really matter. So that's 1.10. Okay, question 2. 2.1.1. Find the LCM of 32. Okay, let's create some table. 32 here. 32. Can 32 be divided by 2? Yes, it can. Then we get 16. What about 16? Can we divide it by 2? Yes, we get 8. We get 4. 4 divided by 2, we get 2. 2 can be divided by 2, yes. What about, then we get what? 2 divided by 2, we get 1. 1 can only be divided by 1, so we stop there. Now let's write 2. How many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just write 2 to the power 5. Multiply by, I'll assume you have copied that table. Now let's go to 60. 60. Can 60 be divided by 2? So 2 is where we start because that's the smallest LCM. 60 divided by 2, we get 30. Can we divide 30 by 2? Yes, then we get 15. Can we divide 15 by 2? I don't think so. So it's 3. 15 divided by 3, we get 5. Then 5, we can only divide it by 5. Then we get 1. So we have 2 here. We have 2. Remember, we got 2 during the last table. So we only have 3 and 5 here. So it's 3 times 5. We don't have to repeat these 2's here. When we punch the calculator, we're going to get 480. Or let me summarize and simplify it. Let me draw the two tables together. So we have 32 here. We have 60 here. We divided by 2 there, by 2 there, by 2, by 2, by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got 16, we got 8, we got 4, we got 2. What about 60? We also divided by 2. We got 30. And then 15 there. And then 15 divided by 3, I think we got 5 and a 1. So let's see. Yeah, that's the summary of the table. Divided by 2, by 2, by 3, and by 5. So these 2's here are repeating, so we don't have to write them again. We only write these 5. 2 to the power 5 times 3 times 5. If this is confusing, take the first step. Or use your own method if it's much more simpler. Any method applies. 2.1.2, there are 48,000 soldiers in the defense force. They work in the Army, Navy, and the Air Force. In the ratio is 5:2:3. Okay, how many soldiers work in the Navy force? This is what we do. We say 5 plus 2 plus 3. What do we get? Let me punch my calculator. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh, we have 10. It's 10. It's 10. So now we'll say 48,000 times. Let's start with the 5. We divide by 10. We'll get our answer. Can I write that later? Then we'll say 48,000 times to the divide by what? 10. Then 48,000 times 3 divide by 10. Now let's write our answers. These are the number of soldiers. 48,000 times 5/10. So we have 24,000 soldiers here. Let's go to 2. The ratio of 2. We have 9,600 soldiers there. And we have 14,400 soldiers. Let's check. So let's add all these soldiers. We are supposed to get 48,000. So you can check and add 14400. Yes, we have 48,000. So this is how we do it. This is the ratio. 2.1.3, 2.1.3, they are saying 3 men. So we have 3 men. 3 men. 3 men. 3 men build a wall in how many days? 8 days. So we get 24. And then they ask how many men. These are the men, we don't know them. We can use M, it's fine, or X. How many men working at the same pace will be needed to build a wall in 4 days? It's 4 days. We have 4 there. So what do we do here? We say 24 divide by that 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 6 men. 6 men. How do I know? Because if you say 6 times 4, you're going to get 24. Your answer is 6. 6 men. 6 men. Let's go to the next question, 2.1.4. Floyd invests how much? 15,000 for 3 years at 16% compound. Now this is important, compound. Calculate the interest he received after 3 years. So if you invest money, you are expecting a return with some interest. You don't expect to put 15,000 and receive 15,000 after 3 years. That would be a waste of time. Let's just use a formula, it's fine. Because this is only 2 or 3 marks, yeah. So 1 plus I. Usually they give you this formula, but it's okay to know it. So P is the present amount, 15,000. 1 is always there in the formula. I is 16%. We divide it by 100 always. N is the number of years, which is 3. Let's use our calculator and punch the number as they appear. Okay, let me see. So we have the amount that we have as a return is 23,413.44 cents. We are not done. So we take this 23,413.44, we minus it by 15,000. Let's see the interest that we have. So the amount that we have gained is 8,413.44. This is our amount. So if I'm too fast, you can pause the video and work at your own pace. Yeah, let's go to the next question. Okay, we'll continue from here. 2.2.1. So we have 58. A minus and a minus is a plus. 17 plus 12. Now, because this is only 2 marks, you don't have to go all the way. Oh, by the way, it's only 1 mark. So just punch your calculator, you get the answer. They're not giving us enough marks to go all the way. So 87 is our answer. 2.2.2. We have both mass here. We have 84 divided by minus 12. Both must tell us that we start with division. We start with division. So let me try and make this simple. So we have 84 divided by minus 12 plus 56 divided by 8. So let's start with this because this is division. 84 divided by minus 12. Use your calculator. 84 divided by minus 12, we have minus 7 there. Plus, then 56 divided by 8, we have 7. These two, we have 0. That's a 0. That's our answer. Let me see the marks as only 2 marks. Makes sense? The next question. 2.2.3. 2.2.3. We have this one is 4. Any number to the power 1 is that number. Square root of 25 is 5 times 5. How do I know? Because square root of 25 is 5. So you just write 5 times 5. It's like square root of 4. If you punch square root of 4, you get 2. But if you want to simplify it, you say 2 times 2 first. Because that's what gives you 4. Or maybe if you have 9, square root of 9 is 3. So we know that it's 3 times 3. Okay, let's continue. And then we have this one. Minus. Now, if you factorize this one is the same as that. If you use your calculator to factorize. Let me check. Yes. So to factorize, you're going to punch 27, not necessarily minus 27. then shift, and then, oh, let me start again. So it's 27 equals to shift, then you're going to hit a button return fact. You are going to get this, even though it will not have a negative, but you're going to write a negative there to the power 3. What about this 3 here? Write it like that. And then minus 7 to the power 0, we get 1. Any number to the power 0 is 1. Whether it's 100 to the power 0, it gives you 1. Okay. We have 4 there. Plus, what happens here? 1 5 has to come out of the square root, and then another 1 there. The next one, cancel those. You are left with minus 3, then minus 1. Okay. Then 5 square root of 5. Simplify this with a calculator. You get minus 4. And then this, you can just write it there, it's fine. So you can punch your calculator and get your final answer. Minus 4, what do we get? We get 5 square root of 5. It's 2 marks, only 2 marks, okay. 2.3.1, these are the last one, 2.3.1. Simplify using laws of exponents. So we say 10, the base are the same, so what do we do with the exponent? We plus or minus them. So we have 9 there. Minus 18, write it as it is. Some will write plus and then minus 18 is still fine. Then here we have an imaginary 1, so it's plus 1. Then 11 is plus 11. So we have 10. When we simplify our exponent, 9 minus 18 plus 1 plus 11 is to the power 3. So this is like 10 times 10 times 10. What do you get? 1,000. 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1. Or you can just punch a calculator. 10 to the power 3, you get 1,000. Okay, 2.3.2. This one. Bodmas says that you must simplify what's inside the bracket first. 2 plus 3 plus 4. 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 9 to the power 2. So 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 9 is 81. So that's our answer. 2.3.3. Okay, it's 3. Let me check the marks. Oh, it's only 2 marks. Okay. So we have 2 to the power 3. There's another 2 here. What do we do? Let's group them first. Then times 3 to the power minus 1 over 2 to the power minus 1. There's another 2 there. Let's group them. They are friends. Times 3 minus 2. Then we say 2, 3 plus 0. Remember these two, same base, so we plus the exponent. Times 3 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 plus 2 times 3 minus 2. Then from here we can simplify 2. Now this 2 is 3 times 3 minus 1, 2. What about this 2 is minus 1 plus 2. Now it's only 2 marks, so I think I'll stop here after this one. 1 times 3 minus 2. Okay. These two, the exponent, they minus each other, we get 2 to the power 2. What about these two? Minus 1 minus 2. Be careful here. So we have, we have 3 to the power 1. So 4 times 3 is 12. Now this is very long. It doesn't have to be long. I just wanted to show you how it's done.